Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we have a brand new credit card on the market from Rocket Mortgage to take a look at. So, in typical fashion, we'll talk about them as a company. We'll talk about the card structures, earnings, redemptions, a few strategies as well on the back end of this to figure out if this card is worthy of a spot in your wallet or not. So, of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will start out with a quick disclosure. Once upon a time, I was an employee of Rocket Mortgage, even going back to the Quicken Loans days. I didn't know they were working on this. I wasn't cool enough, and no one came down and asked me for any input or anything like that. I have seen a prototype of it at the time. It's actually a pretty good-looking card, so we'll talk about that. Of course, you'll see the picture as well. So, disclosures aside, let's get into it here with our classic Did You Know slide. I should be able to do this one easily, depending on how much I remember for orientation years ago, but this is Rocket, basically an artist formerly known as Quicken Loans, or if you want to go back even further, Rock Financial, founded in 1985, headquartered in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out. They are, to my knowledge, still the largest retail mortgage lender. They're really the ones who kind of pushed the online mortgage process, right? They don't really have retail shops like a Bank of America or Chase does. Everything's done by phone, and of course they have the Rocket Mortgage app, which obviously now is a lot more common, but at the time it was a really big deal to be able to do all this stuff online. The card itself, yes, it is metal and it is issued by Celtic or Celtic Bank, depending on where you fall on the pronunciation of that. So, a little bit about the company there. And with the history lesson complete, now we can jump into the credit card. Of course, after this, we'll cover the redemptions and use cases. But if you are interested, I believe you go through the Rocket Money apps, you get this. If not, it is on their homepage as well with the giant apply now. But you know how it goes. This is the Rocket Visa signature card. It is black. It reminds me of the Verizon Visa card, the same kind of colorway. So I'm a sucker for anything that's going to be matte black. And of course, it is metal. Some of you guys do care about that. But while you're really here, annual fee, $95, which is hefty for a card like this, honestly. But it is waived for existing mortgage customers. That would be me, and we'll talk about that. They're billing it as you get 5% or 5x back on all purchases. That really comes down to how you choose to redeem the points that you earn. And then benefits here, we're talking about cell phone insurance, porch piracy protection, which I don't believe I've seen on a card before or called out like this as a separate thing. And of course, extended warranty protection. So pretty interesting benefits there. Now, overall, we will quickly touch on the sign-up bonus or welcome offer. Again, just be mindful when you're watching this because these offers do change. But at the time, if you were to get this, you could get $200 statement credit with $3,000 in spend within the first 90 days, which is quite a bit of spend, or not a lot of payout, honestly, for a card of this in this category with a $95 annual fee. So a little lacking there, but that's fine. At least they have a welcome bonus, so not too bad there. So that is the card itself. Now, of course, Rocket Mortgage, they do other types of loans, other types of lending products, but this card is primarily focused on home ownership, which is, right in their wheelhouse. That's generally what we know them as, right? And that's definitely the focus when I was there. So to get that 5% back, which is really good and really appealing, right? To get 5% back on everything with no rotating categories or anything like that. So they're clearly billing this as like a just straight to the point card. You're really going to have to go off of the redemption option. So that's what we're going to cover now, and then you can kind of see how it lines up and how the card actually works and ties in, of course, to their full ecosystem. So when we take a look at the redemptions page here, this is from NerdWallet, but you've got three options. So the first one is a new mortgage. So brand new, you're making a purchasing a home. You can redeem your points towards closing costs, which are going to cover everything from your origination fee, your title fees, things like that, to the down payment as well. Which if you bought a house, you'll be writing a pretty big check usually. The limit there, 800,000 points or $8,000 as your redemption limit. That will get you the full 1 cent per point. The 5x valuation. It's only on purchases for now. They do say for now on the site, so refinances coming later, probably HELOCs, maybe something like that. Who's to say, but at least they're aware there could be more coming. And you must go direct through Rocket Mortgage, which really means you can't go through a third-party originator, otherwise known as a broker. You just got to go straight through their retail channel, so call in, go through their online site, what have you, go direct with them. If you did all that, then you could redeem the points. Now that's obviously your best redemption option. The other two get worse as you go. So if you're an existing customer, I'm an existing customer. I have 2 loans with them. I did them under like the employee benefits, but I've got 2 loans with them. You can redeem for 2% back towards your principal balance. So your principal balance covers, the actual amount of money that you owe the mortgage company. That's not going to include like your homeowner's insurance, your taxes, mortgage insurance, things like that. Just straight to the principal balance, which is okay because again, 2% is the table minimum. And then if you really have no other options, then you could redeem for a statement credit at 1.25 cents a point. That option is terrible. Don't do that option. I mean, I think they would even agree with that because, again, the table minimum is 2% back, your double cash, your active cash cards, things like that. So I would rule that option out altogether. It's going to be one of the first 2 options. Now, the tough part for me is if you went down 2 lanes of non-existing customer, existing customer. So maybe you're like looking at it like, hey, I want to make buying a home potentially more affordable. Well, the tough part is that the $95 annual fee is really egregious for a card like this. There's nothing on the card that warrants a $95 annual fee, honestly. So there's that. But if you bring back in the sign-up bonus piece, well, yes, it is too much spend for too little of a payout compared to other cashback cards on the market like this. You could still say, okay, $200, that covers my annual fee for 2 years. That could make it worth it. Then you could be using this card to kind of bank some points to help make your home ownership a little bit more affordable. The other piece comes to, we would all focus on the $8,000. $8,000 is really good, contribution to your down payment. There's even a tie-in to, there's other things you can do through the Rocket platform where you can earn more points. Like I downloaded some of my tax documents and then they gave me like 100 points. I think you can earn like 2,000 points over there from like the other various tasks and things in the Rocket program and the ecosystem and then bring that in as well. So you could get a total of, I believe, $10,000. And then even if you could stack in, normally every company has some kind of like referral program where if you're referred, you get something off at closing. I mean, they wouldn't shut up about it when I was there, but I love referrals now on the channel, so I totally get it. So you could really stack up do some damage. The real question there is that how much spend are you really going to be able to funnel through this card? Because to get 800,000 points, 5x, I think you're looking at like $160,000 worth of spend, which is quite a bit of spend. I mean, if you go back to the channel main page of ProfitableContent.com, we have quite a few spending strategies that you can implement, but even then, it's a tall order, so I would say just be realistic when you're focusing this into your budget. The $8,000 is definitely the goal, but going to be hard to hit. Obviously, it's on purpose, right? But not a bad thing. Everyone would do it that way. So the other one is existing customers like myself. For me personally, would I gift this like with the sole goal of paying down the principal? If you don't want to play the credit card game at all, then I think it's fine. Get 1 credit card. You will get the annual fee waived as an existing customer. And then sure, it's probably much easier to redeem the points towards your principal balance. Now, if you don't mind getting a bunch of credit cards, like I have 15 to 20 credit cards. I don't use all of them at one time, but I aim to get 4 to 5% back on everything. And so that would mean just use all those other credit cards and cash out the money over there at those banks and then just make 1 extra payment or however you want to do it. You'd make more money. But again, this card is supposed to be simplistic for a reason, right? Because, a lot of people don't really want 15 to 20 credit cards. So there's that. Now, I would also consider it, if I'm going to go, eventually I will buy more homes, right? More property. A little real estate investing on the side. And again, I would want to work up to that $8,000. That's a big deal. But, then you're just really kind of saying, okay, I'm locked into Rocket Mortgage, and you're kind of foregoing all your ability to shop. Well, you can still shop around and things like that to find the best rate, the best fees, and things like that. For what I remember, they usually weren't the cheapest. It's hard for me to say because I was getting employee benefits, but generally speaking, theirs was more so, hey, it's ease of use, it's simple, we have it all online, we're building out the ecosystem, obviously, with the credit card, but you weren't winning on price, which doesn't really bother some people. Again, they're the largest for a reason, so someone is cool with it. So whichever track you go down, that's kind of the tough part. You're just kind of, passing in your ability to shop. So for me as an existing customer, someone's probably going to buy more houses. It's kind of on the fence for me. I'm interested in it. I'm going to keep an eye on it because I have so many cards. I don't know. But if you don't mind that, you just want to deal business with them, you like them, then I think this is actually a pretty interesting option. Again, the redemptions are pretty simple. You know which ones to go after. So anyways, guys, that is it for the Rocket Mortgage card. For you guys out there looking to buy a home or with Rocket, let me know what what you think about this card. Are you going to jump on it? Are you interested? And give me some spend strategies and how you would potentially hit that, rack up that $8,000. Love to get your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and talk to you very soon in the next one.